What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be starting a little bit of a build series, maybe like a little bit of dirt from knocking on my bomber off camera. I'm going to be starting a little build series. It's a 1/24th, it's going to be a 1/24th rig, so maybe 4 videos plus running video, maybe even 3 minimum plus running. I had to, not all of these parts are new. I kind of have them in an Oreo box, and I've just kind of, as I accumulated them, just kind of threw them all in into what I have today, which is a full truck. And if you've seen my Instagram, you would have seen that I posted, it was like a while ago now, because I was waiting on one thing, what parts I would be using, and I have changed my mind on a couple of those parts. So enough babbling, let's get into this. We're gonna be going over all the parts that I will be using in it, so you guys can know what I'm going to be running and all that fun stuff. So first we're going to move onto the chassis, which I got to unbury. Alright, if you've seen my Instagram post, you would have seen the Mofo Ugly AF chassis. That comes in 3 different material options. It comes in aluminum, carbon fiber, and titanium, which I got the aluminum one because that was the only one available at that time, so I didn't really have a choice. But I am not going to be using that chassis. Instead, I am going to be using Little Guys Racing comp chassis. I have no experience with Little Guy Racing products, so this is going to be a first, and I got the whole set. And here it has the skids, links, hardware, everything like that, and sliders and shock towers and everything like that's in a separate bag, which is right here. It's kind of like it's 3D printed, but we got some sliders, braces, and etc. in there. Battery tray, rear body mounts, transmission skid, all that fun stuff. Can't wait to run that. And again, never had any experience with Little Guy Racing products at all, so it's gonna be fun to run that. And it is aluminum, so good strong material there, and to accommodate the Little Guy Racing comp chassis, I have still got Little Guy Racing Super 8 straight axles. Again, in my Instagram post, you would have not seen these. You would have seen the RC all-wheel drive portals, which if you are going to run portals, you're going to have to reverse your motor rotation. You can do that 2 ways that I know of. One, you can reverse it on your transmitter, or 2, if you have a Fury Tech ESC, you can go, and you have the app, you would need the app to do this. You can go and you can turn the motor rotation from clockwise to counterclockwise. Because if you don't do that, then forwards is backwards, backwards is forwards. So we got the straight axles, so we're not gonna have to do that at all. Motor rotation can stay natural. I've heard some pretty good things about these, seen some pretty good things about these and builds using these axles, so can't wait. The linkages is included, same with the ball ends there, same in here along as wheel nuts. These are going to be longer than stock at 624 axles. space these out a little. There we go. Alright. And moving right along, we got some Trill B-locks. You're gonna start to see a little bit of a color theme, I guess you can say. I got their 1.0 aluminum B-locks. I'm pretty sure they're aluminum. I can't quite remember. It's been a little bit since I've ordered these. I thought they looked good. The original wheels I was gonna buy, they were not available. They were on back order, unfortunately, but these look just as good. And if you've bought B-locks before, you know the hardware for that is included with that. Because it would make no sense for them to sell you the wheels and then you have to get the hardware separately. That's not how shit works. So, yeah. And I guess we can go tires. I've ran these tires before on a previous 124th LCG build that I've done. I just haven't ran it in a while, so some of the parts I needed, I just kind of stole from that, which I don't need links because they're included with the Low Gear Racing stuff. So I do believe links are included. Yes, links are included with the Low Gear Racing comp chassis. So won't be needing the ones I stole from my previous build. So that was just extra work for no reason. Alrighty, moving right along, we got Endura mini pins. These, so far where I am, these have been doing fairly well. I had kind of like a little rock course outside on like our bench on our deck, and these did fairly well. I do want to take this, once everything's all together, I want to take this to the spot that we went for that Thanksgiving crawl. I think we can pull some pretty good lines there. So that's a rock crawling spot for sure. Not so much a trail. Well, these are brand new, not opened. As you can see, I did have used ones, but I'm like, well, we got some new wheels. Might as well throw a new rubber on that as well. Now for shocks. I got... Come on. I got some Hot Storm shocks. Now these aren't 100% Hot Storm shocks. These are Hot Racing shock body with Hot Storm's cap and bottom cup, or whatever you want to call the bottom portion of the shock. And running no springs, so forced droop setup is what we're going to be going for. If we want to like fine tune the suspension with springs, I hope this is focusing. We can do so. I have kept the springs and whatnot, but yeah. I thought it looked pretty good with the silver Hot Storm and then the silver shock body to accommodate that. Now, if you're not starting to see a color theme with the purple wheels, purple shocks, and then got some more purple bits. And two of those already have spacers on them because the previous build I had them on, which I was running the Endura LCG carbon fiber chassis. I was running them through that cross-member tube, and I was running into issues to where they would come undone. So I put a little bit of blue Loctite on that, and I guess that made the spacers stick as well. Moving right along, we got Trill link risers in purple. So this is gonna go on the back axle, kind of like what your front axle, it will go on the same way as what your steering servo would be. And I do believe your top links would go there instead of their original spot like they would on the axle. Still going the same spot on the skid, but it's just going to be up a little bit higher on the axle, which also should, I do believe, help lower this thing, lowering the center of gravities for side hills, and the little guy racing axles are also going to make it wider, so we got more ability for side hills and whatnot. We're moving pretty quickly. So those links I don't need. That's kind of emergency. And for a servo mount, I'm going to be running the NSD aluminum servo mount, which stands for No Superior Designs. We got their aluminum servo mounts and a couple other goodies from them. The hardware is included with that. Black, because that's the only color they had as far as I know. Don't quote me on it. And this is the NSD servo adapter. I think I know. If you know, you know. This is for a servo winch. That back piece here is gonna mount onto the round piece with the screw going through, connecting it to your servo, and then you're gonna run some fishing line or whatever you choose, and then something to make a hook out of. So this thing is going to have a micro servo winch, which that's gonna be the first winch on any of the rigs I have. Well, low C Camaro, you're not gonna put a winch on my Camaro unless if you're gonna, I don't know. That's on road. We're going off road on some rocks. So that is it for the Oreo box of what I stored these parts in. Just as I accumulated them, like I said, just kind of threw them in there. And since we're on the topic of servos, here is the NSD Micro RS100 servo. And I don't know if it's going to focus on the stuff on the back. High torque micro servo winch is what this is. So we're going to have to figure out a way to mount this on the comp chassis, maybe like on one of the, have it resting on one of the sliders or whatnot. I don't know. But we're going to figure something out, damn it. Now if it will focus on this, I'm not entirely sure. I hope you guys were seeing it and it wasn't up here. Or else if that's good enough, I don't know. Continuing the unprofessionalism. No, I go too close now because then it won't focus, I know. You guys can pause that and read through if you want. Yeah, excited to run that for sure, especially for being my first servo. Well, not first servo, first winch, sorry. There's a couple of firsts in this build with some of these brands I have never ran before, so. Obviously, the parts outside the packaging I've ran before. They've been used. Now we're going to move right along to the electronics. I think since we're still on the servo topic, I no longer have the packaging for this. I was going to run it on my previous build, but I was running the Endura aluminum servo mount, which is a little bit too shallow, and the links would be here, and it would sit like that. So the servo mount was a little too shallow, not allowing me to run this, unfortunately. So this is a Shift RC servo Nano M. That's kind of all the information I got on this thing because I threw the packaging away. I have not ran it before. The twist tie is still on the servo wire. Has never been ran before, never seen voltage. Also, I'm pretty sure it's high torque and all that fun stuff. For a receiver, I'm going to be running a turbo 4-channel receiver. I got this from... where did I get this from? It's a Christmas present from my grandparents. So also has never been ran before, never seen anything. It is waterproof, but this thing ain't going in the water. I kind of know when I said I was unboxing the Scout Gen 8, all my rigs go in the water. This one's no water. No water. This is going to be brushless. So, yeah. And for an ESC, we're going to be running the Fury Tech Lizard Pro with the Bluetooth with it. That Bluetooth is actually really cool. If you remember, I was talking about the Fury Tech app for the reversing your motor and portal stuff. You can download their app, and then Bluetooth. In that app, you can go in and you can tune. I'll get this out. You can go in their app and tune this thing. There is a bunch you can do to this. Like, you can, your punch, drag brake, your motor rotation. There's a bunch of tuning options in that app for this ESC, and this Bluetooth device makes it doable. Which is amazing. Even live telemetry, so like you'd squeeze the trigger a little bit, and then kind of like a little speedometer, I guess, will move with it as you pull the trigger. That's cool. Definitely cool. No doubt about that. And we are going to be running a Fury Tech motor. I have to pull this off of the skid that's currently on, or transmission mount, skid plate, whatever you want to call it. I forget the name of this. I can't even pronounce it to begin with, so I don't think it really matters. But nonetheless, it is Fury Tech. This is their in-runner motor. They do have outrunners, kind of like plain motors, the Komodo, the mini Komodo, and etc. With their aluminum stellar transmission. This one's to focus. There we go. I think. I'm not 100% sure. And these are, I do believe, Endura Gladiator steel drive shafts. So we have some nice beefy drive shafts on there. Nice and strong. A lot of this thing is metal, so it might be a little bit on the heavier side. but we can shave some white where it is needed. Like if it needs wheel weights, which I have, that wouldn't fit for my previous build, the wheels I was using. And there's little brass that goes on the inside of your wheel that just really slides over top. You just put a little bit of shoe glue on that and make that stay. Now, for the thing that has been prolonging this video for a while, I haven't, well, making it, is this model kit right here that we're going to be using very little of. This is a Toyota Hilux model kit. The year, I don't entirely know. A lot of the stuff on this box is in Japanese or Chinese or whatever that I don't understand. So yeah, this is the model kit that we'll be using very little of. When I mean very little, I mean the cab box. I might try to pinch the box, I don't know. This is what's been stopping me from making this video, because I wanted everything here. I guess we could take a little look. For you who have never seen this model kit before, like any traditional model kit, except for the hood is attached. I know one of my projects, I have the Hobby Plus CR24. I took a model kit to that, and the hood you had to glue. This you do not. Or the back side of the cab. Here is the cab. The hood is attached already. It already has the front section on where your lights would go and whatnot. The back part of the cab is already on. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Can't wait to put this thing together for you guys and me to run. Yeah, definitely going to be cool, I hope. And for a little styling cue for the hood, this you can get off Amazon for $14. No, I'm not going to say an amount because prices change all the time, from deals, I even think discounts, all stuff like that. But this you can get off Amazon. It's inexpensive. All this is kind of like a carbon fiber Simulet wrap sticker, whatever. And it just kind of peels from the white sheet that it's on. So just like a sticker, this will peel off, and then you can apply it to whatever you wish, which is going to be the hood of that Toyota. Yeah, that should look cool. Carbon fiber hood or wrap for the hood. And the paint is kind of scaring me a little bit. Not going to lie, I've not had good luck with paint at all. As you can see, my OG SCX-10, that was painted with TS paint, which is not what you want for a Lexan body. That's an example. And then I found out a week or so ago, trying to find a new body for that. That body Proline discontinued, so it's a little difficult finding that body. You use TS paint on a Lexan body, you're gonna get transparent recyclable bin. That's what it pretty much was. And then I backed it with just some black spray paint that I had on hand, and it darkened it up, as you can see from previous videos. But this is Tamiya's gold. What? Champagne gold. The cap doesn't really look like the picture, which is what's scaring me, because the picture kind of looks like a tannish, which is why I bought this, because I thought that'd be kind of cool with all the colors that this thing is gonna have, and with that carbon fiber hood that I hope to do. Yeah, scared to use this, and even with this is the proper paint too. I'm not using PS on a hard body. TS is hard body, PS is for polycarbonate bodies or Lexan. So yeah, there is all the parts I am going to be using for this build. I'm pretty excited to get this thing together and start running it. Like I said, I do want to bring this back to that spot that we went on at Thanksgiving crawl. Definitely can probably get some good lines out on that with this thing, and we're gonna have to give this thing a project name. I want to go with Project Killer Yoda because I want this thing to kill lines. If it's not a line killer right off the bat, if we need to like shave weight, add a little bit more weight, then we can fine tune and fiddle with things to where it will become one. That is the end goal. Those tires are definitely good for where I am, so that is definitely a good tire choice. But for that spot that we went to, I don't really know. So thank you guys for watching. In next video you see of this build series, we're going to be starting on the chassis, and then everything else.